This podcast contains strong language and discussions about relationships, sex, and love. It may not be suitable for younger listeners. This is the Sex in Singapore City podcast, and I am Nixalina. Hi guys, it's Nixalina. Welcome back to another episode of my podcast. I hope you're all well. I hope you're looking forward to an awesome week. I hope you're hungover from an awesome weekend. I really wanted to do this episode. It's all we've all been talking about, and I wanted to correlate these two awesome Netflix shows into one very relevant episode. So we have... Let's deep dive into the Tinder Swindler and inventing Anna. Narcissism 101. Guys and girls, you've got to watch the Tinder Swindler if you haven't, and inventing Anna. I think her real name, well, it's not her real name. Anna Delvey is her fake name. So if you haven't watched them both, I would suggest you watch them before you carry on listening. Or listen to me first and then watch them after, and you'll be like, yeah, Nix was bang on the money. So the Tinder Swindler is this dude who basically pretends to be loaded, like the son of a diamond owner or something, and he basically starts dating women or grooming women with like a private jet trip, with flying them, across country and fancy, hotels and all that jazz. So he kind of goes in with money from the get-go and then starts begging them for financial help, saying his enemies are after me, my enemies are after me. And these women pay. And they don't pay a small sum either. They pay life savings. So one of them, she believed to be his girlfriend. She believed she was. Or clearly she wasn't. She was paying, like thousands. She got out like 9 credit cards or something, like countless maxed out loans, credit cards, all in her name, to try and pay him. Then there was another lady who was seemingly a platonic connection, also paid him loads of money because he, had enemies. I got enemies. Oh, yeah, sure. Here's 30,000. But, we laughed, but it worked. And then basically he ends up being found out, right? He is not got from any money. He's from fuck all. Everything's been a lie. He's been swindling people out of money, and he's also been dating around and saying to one girl, let's move in together. She's off to an apartment, bless her, and then giving him more money, and then he's going to find another woman. It's disgusting. That is the very, very short summary of Tinder Swindler. Inventing Anna is a female protagonist, Anna Delvey. She pretends to be a German heiress and basically manages to case the fucking New York scene by becoming the person she was pretending to be, and she swindled a lot of people out of a lot of money. She kind of made up the background role. Sometimes she was Russian, sometimes she was German. She twisted her story here and there to suit the narrative of the person she was with. And she would just not pay certain bills that she couldn't pay, or credit cards would be denied, and then other people around her would pick up the check. But she always had a lot of money at the beginning, or had a lot of really rich stuff, all these expensive clothes, her bags, her style. People just assumed she was a German heiress, and she was tipping a hotel staff $100 bills every time. So yeah, it's very, very similar style of living. And then same for her, the truth eventually came out, of course, because the truth will always out, and she's exposed for who she is. Difference is, with Anna, she ends up in jail, but the Tinder Swindler, I don't think he does, which is bullshit, isn't it? really. But the two documentaries are absolutely fantastic. And the reason why I want to talk about them is the evident narcissistic 101 playbook that both of these people expose to us. The conversation basically I hear a lot about these programs is why would you pay this person all that money? How do you not know? Why are you still friends with Anna? Why is she picking up the bill? And it's like, I would never fall for that. Oh God, I would never fall for that. I would never have sent him money. And I just feel like a little bit of education here on the victims of these protagonists is that, like, yes, wiring all that money to this guy seems crazy in hindsight. But he's a classic narcissist, and this is how they operate. The love bombing at the beginning, both of them love bomb in a different manner. Tinder Swindler does it very, very over the top. So he says he flies an hour. I'll fly an hour to where you are to have coffee with you. Right? I'll fly an hour. And these women are being then sold this grandiose ideal of the fairy tale that narcissists want us to fall for. I am so worthy to this wealthy billionaire that he's flying an hour to just have coffee with me, you know? That you're like wrapped up in it. He plays it really well. And it's sad that it's not recognized as love bombing, but that's exactly what it is. And now I want to make a point as well that, you know, there are obviously some wealthy people on the planet that actually do and can just do that because they have the disposable income and stuff. But it's not normal to fly an hour to have coffee, right? You have to step outside the box for a bit and be like, this person doesn't even know this chick. You know, why would you do that? Why would you, that surely you'd build up a relationship first. And the same with Anna Delvey. She will go onto the expensive dinners and pick up the bill the whole time, pays for her friends to have beautiful blow dries, you know, the most expensive champagne. She's love bombing everyone around her. And people fall for it. Why? Because they both present a false self, right? This false self is your classic narcissistic mask. They behave as if they deserve all of this from other people. They are number one. They are everything, and they deserve all these other people to be giving them all this money, to be helping them out with their hotel bills, to be fetching their dry cleaning, to be serving them first. That delusion of their own self-importance in their head, that's just not from start to finish. And these two are playing the characters that they wish they were. This is their false self. They're so empty and hollow, and there's no true identity, that all they have is this cover-up. And they'll start to believe their own bullshit, their own fake self, right? So what they're doing is they're acting as this person, and they do a fucking good job of it because they come in with these massive, like, why would you question that he's not if he's got a private jet? Of course, if he's flying you on a private jet is one of your first couple of dates, well, how has he got a private jet? You know, you would just assume that he's good for it. He's good for the cash, right? So then it switches into the grifter, right? Which is where, like, it's small swindling. So, you know, oh God, my credit card's been cancelled. I can't pick up this check. You know, I'm good for it. Could you just wire this to me? My bank's all sorted out. I'll send you back the money. Anna does exactly the same. It starts with the miniature ones. And these people are like, well, yeah, of course, sure. Like, you know, she'll definitely pay me back. And a few times, both of them do send cash over. And so then that also distorts the narrative, because it's like, oh, well, they paid her back, or they paid him back, or, you know. So then when the larger lump sums of money start being asked and begged to be sent, then it's like, well, they paid the small one back. So yeah, of course they will, you know, pay me back. And then you send life savings. I can't fathom sending anyone like my life savings or taking out a loan. My ex, who we all know was narc through and through, got very angry that I wouldn't take his £8,000 debt. So that's like 16,000 Sing dollars. And thank God, I am so backboned with who I am and myself that I said no. But he asked me more than once, and his way around it was, if I open my credit card, I have interest free. He pays a lot of interest because he's racked up so much debt. And if he then transfers that 8,000 into my name, into my credit card, then he's able to pay it off much quicker because he doesn't have to pay his interest. And then that means he can, he has more spare money to spend on us. And he actually wove a story where it made sense for me to have done that. No, I fucking am not falling for that. And I was like, even though I'd been with him like 2 or 3 years at this point, and I thought it was epic because I fell for the fake self, I still said no. I drew my line with money because I was already paying for his life, and I could see how much I was paying for the bills, the rent, going out, holidays. I picked up all the bills. So I was thinking, there ain't no way there's any spare cash for you to suddenly be able to spend on us, because whenever he did get a piece of money or decent payout at work on a salary, it just went on him. So yeah, I see how they do it, and I want to say that watching the documentaries was like, it was very triggering for me. But to say, oh my God, why did these girls send him this money? Why did these people pick up the checks for Anna? Because when you are around these narcissists, they're so manipulative and so clever in the way they present themselves, and they actually believe their own lies and their own bullshit. So then you almost believe it because they're so forthcoming with it. And it's perfect with the event in Anna. When she's at the very end and she knows she's blatantly being caught out, she's still focused only on herself, only on her own dialogue about, how she's presented and being famous and, wanting to start the Anna Delvey Foundation and all this bollocks. She just didn't really even care about the victims or anything, or all the upset she's caused people's lives. It was how she was portrayed. And she wanted the fashion show in the courtroom, and she wanted, it's just her. And with the Tinder Swindler, he's same. He's saying how, he's been portrayed badly. Truth will out. He's already got a model girlfriend. Yeah. It's a lot, isn't it? So with these types of people, they have enablers around them. Like, he had his bodyguard, she had Chaser boyfriend, who helped cement the story of who they are telling you they are. These people gaslight. He was getting really angry with these chicks for not sending him the money, and he was like, it's your fault for not supplying me with the money or helping me, and then almost got angry with them for abandoning him. And he more than Anna, but he managed to play the victim a lot, as if he needed rescuing, and that taps into people's nurturing side and the people that need to help others. So, the whole act was fucking fantastic. And the sad thing is these people are out there, and we're probably bumping into them and interacting with them every damn day, and we just have no idea. And what they both show you that happens in narcissistic relationships and friendships is that the presentation of this aspirational self at the beginning, it's gonna unravel. It cannot stay long. It's not possible to keep that up. Truth will always out. Their mask is too much to maintain. The lies start tripping over each other. And then when that happens and their story is unraveled and people start to see the real them, what do? They just move on, disappear, find a new victim. That's it. There's no apology. There's nothing there. They don't feel anything. They don't care. They're more angry that the mask has been slipped and been pulled away from them. They're angry that their little charade came to an end, and they'll blame you for it. I mean, I was in a relationship for 4 years with this type of character, and I've been through it all. And there's no reasoning with them. There's no reason. It's called a disorder for a reason. So what do we take away from these two shows? Well, basically, Inventing Anna, the real one, she's actually, since the Netflix show come out, I think she was on about 100 or so thousand followers on Insta. She climbed up to 600,000 like within a few weeks. And let me just check what she's currently on. Because basically she has become famous, right? She has become famous for being a psychopath, for being a liar, for stealing money. She's become the famous person she was pretending to be by being called out for being a psychopath. It makes no sense. And so she's now on 827,000 followers. She's nearly at 1 million followers. So what does that tell you? That tells you that this world that we currently live in is a breeding ground for these narcissistic personalities. The world we currently have enables them. We are enabling them. We have given her exactly what she wanted, which was this puffed up fame. Tinder Swindler apparently is trying to go to Hollywood and get a movie made out of him. And, you know, the truth will out and stuff. It's almost like they've been glorified by these shows. And rather than people being like in shock about how disgusting they behaved, people seem almost revered and in awe and, you know, like semi-respect them, I guess, for doing what they've done to other people. And what I've also discovered since I've been looking at the documentaries and the online conversations about it is that there's a lot of victim blaming. The girls from the Tinder Swindler, people are like, oh my God, how could you have fallen for it? Like, what's your problem? You know, like, yeah, it's their fault, your fault. You're so stupid. You're the stupid one to send the money. Like no sympathy. And even like, and with the Anna Delvey narrative, she screwed over a girlfriend who's seemingly just a very sweet woman and didn't have the money and had no choice but to stump up the money. And then she managed to make a good payout with a story about her connection to Anna. And then people didn't like her anymore either because she actually got her money back and more. But it's like, I don't know, it's weird. It's like people were starting to sympathize with the narcissists or, yeah, be in awe of them. I don't know. It's fucking odd, man. But rest assured, that is exactly what these two people have in common. They are hallmark narcissists. And I would love it if we were living in a society that doesn't give them a fucking platform to build their ego any more than it already fucking is. And I guarantee, without fail, there will be more victims to both of these humans. Without fail. Because narcissists always find a new victim and they always play out the same fucking story over and over again. Yeah, and then the past victims are, you know, accused of being dumb or liars or whatever it is that they tell the story, and then it just carries on in a vicious circle, and lots of people are very badly hurt financially, emotionally, and sometimes physically. So yes, please enjoy watching the shows. They're fucking fantastic, but do not, by any stretch of the imagination, make heroes out of these narcissistic assholes. That is the end of this episode. Thanks for listening to the Sex and Singapore City podcast. This episode was produced and hosted by me, Nick Selena, and recorded at the Splicecast studio in Singapore. I'm available to listen to on Spotify, Apple Podcasts, Google, and all major podcast listening apps. Do subscribe to enjoy a new episode every Monday evening. Please do give me a 5-star review. It helps other people also find my podcast. For more awesome content and features to read, you can check out my website, sexandsingaporecity.com. That's sexandsingaporecity.com. I'm also on social media. Simply search @Nixalina, Nixalina, to find me. Don't be shy. Come say hi.